Ms. Canterbury, let's go over to you a little bit and talk about, I guess I'm going to call it the culture of secretism that is in the government. I mean, several of our witnesses have spoke about that. Is the DOJ part of the problem in that their enforcement mechanism for it is different? I guess in Texas, I'm used to something different. Our Open Records and Open Meetings Act, the Attorney General is pretty aggressive about enforcing that, and we lean towards disclosure. But when you get to the federal level, the amount of delays that we're able to, the agencies, and then through the whole process, do you see any way we can change the culture? I'm specifically, I mean, the DOJ, particularly under Mr. Holder, this committee has struggled to get information out of them. I can only imagine what the public is having to go through.
So yes, DOJ is a big part of the problem. I don't think that it's specific to this administration in that, as I mentioned in my testimony, there is a true conflict of mission there when you have the agency defending in court the other agency's right to withhold under FOIA. They will have a defensive posture, and you can see that defensive posture in their own rulemaking. So while they haven't updated their regulations in a very long time, and again, not leading in that respect on the presumption of openness, but when they proposed rules, we were really shocked because of the defensive posture in their own rules, the ways in which they would make it harder for requesters to get information, and the way that they attempted to even make official a policy to lie to requesters in circumstances where they had investigative information that could not be revealed. So I think that there are some real problems with DOJ, and again, I think that one of the ways to deal with that would be to give an independent entity more authority to enforce FOIA.
You know, I remain concerned of growing government. So that's my issue there. We create another agency, and pretty soon you're talking real money. Finally, I'm a supporter of the chairman and ranking member on their support of the Data Act. I'm with them on that. But I do want to ask you, as experts in the field, y'all have all looked at that. Are we missing anything obvious in that? Is there something, as it comes up, we need to be talking about? Are there any gotchas, or, wow, if we didn't spend any more money, we could do this? Does anybody have any suggestions for improving it? Mr. Chairman.
If anything, the Data Act solves some of the problems that you were mentioning before. For example, it would deal with the legal entity identifier problem. So you actually know who you're talking about. The Data Act doesn't just have applicability for federal spending transparency. It has applicability for federal transparency writ large.
Okay.
I would say that the House version of the Data Act is extremely comprehensive, and I think hits the primary reforms that we would like to see. There are a handful that I cite in my written testimony. They're bulleted, and those are the things that I hope will, at a minimum, emerge from whatever compromise is necessary with the Senate.
All right. Well, thank you all very much. I see I've gone a little bit over my time. I'd like to apologize.
No problem.